All right, what's up, everybody? Ready to get this show on the road. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I put my glove on the wrong way. That doesn't work. There we go. That's better. What's up, William? Excuse me. So, I wanted to kind of get this rolling at halftime of the college football game, the Ole Miss Miami game. It looks like we're going to have a decent game, maybe. So far, so good. And so, just seemed like a good time to go ahead and get this break knocked out at halftime. And it's, basically 9:30, which is about our normal break time anyway. So it kind of worked out just about perfect, I think. So here is our owner list for tonight. All spots are claimed. And we're going to go ahead and get this party started with some select. Like I said earlier this week, I wanted to do some select because the price on select has come down a bit. And so it just kind of makes sense to, especially before the mail sale where things are, people are going to be spending some money this weekend with the mail sale, do a break that's a little bit more budget friendly. So I thought, what the heck, let's do select. Empty box, and good luck, everybody. Let's do this. It's just the code card. I was going to say the code card's got a wonky roll through it. It was only the code card that had that problem, though. Thank goodness. Purple Daniel Dye going to get us started. Going to Corey King. 136 out of 199. I'm going to point you guys down just a little bit. Blaney, Terry Labonte. Gonna go white Kurt Busch. Going to Glenn. That is 49 of 99. And first auto, patch auto, 45 of 99 for Cliff Daniels. Cliff Daniels going to William Steele. Nice hit, William. Congrats on that one. Two-time Cup champion, crew chief. There's another one of those code cards. See, it's like, I mean, it's, anyway, I don't know what's up with that, but, I mean, the code cards are dead at this point anyway. But, man, those are wonky looking. Silver, Eric Almirola. It's almost like they got run over by a, you know, like they got run over on the floor by a forklift and then they just picked them up off the floor and threw them in the packs kind of thing. It's weird. Red Alan Kulwicki. This one will go to Zach Brenner. $20 out of 125. That's crazy. I can't believe that. Never seen that before. See something new all the time. It's crazy. Purple Daniel Dye. Going to Corey. Was the first dye purple too? Out of 199. Yeah. So repeat purple Daniel Dyes in the same box. Ryan Priest and C. Bell. Tomorrow, we do have the lunch break. We've had a lot of people really enjoying the lunch breaks over the last quite a few weeks. And so tomorrow, we'll have a lunch break at 11:30. And tomorrow's lunch break will be a National Treasures box. Tricolor David Reagan. There will be 12 groups for National Treasures. Numbers blue, Chris Buescher. 47 of 49. I can tell you, if you're wondering about pricing or anything else for the lunch break tomorrow, I can tell you that the spots, there'll be 12 spots, and that they will be $43 a spot, and that does include shipping. So $43 a spot. Shipping is included with everything for National Treasures. Cole Custer tricolor. And when I did the National Treasures groups, because it's going to be groups format like we've been doing for lunch, I went through the dual autos and team dual relics and tried to get as many of the duels as I could together. Now, obviously, I can't get them all together because some drivers have multiple duels with multiple people, and so it's still not a perfect scenario, but it's pretty good, I think. So we got Alan Kulwicki, red, going to Zach Brenner. I swear. Yeah. So we've had two repeat. Okay, that's interesting. $47 of 49. Trackside Action Signatures, Derek Cope. It's like the autos knew what color card stands I had. Purple Derek Cope. That'll go to James Holland. You're not seeing double. You're just seeing the same hits over and over. Yeah, deja vu for sure. Silver, Todd Gilliland. Junior and Butterbean. Silver Jimmy Johnson. We're going to go blue, Tony Breidinger. For Tim Mays. 22 out of 175. For Tony B. And then we've got the Sparks. Kyle Busch, Fire Suit. That'll go to Dave Blazovich. The Fire Suit. Matt Mills. J-Mac, Matt Mills. We've got orange, Spencer Boyd. Going to James Holland, 22 of 49. Orange looks good. Gregson and Bubba. All right, box 2. I really haven't started sorting the stuff for the mail sale, Chris. I did those 2 stacks the other day, and I haven't done much since. So tomorrow is going to be kind of when I'm focused on that. But I'll be honest, Chase Elliott autographs don't come through the mail sale very often. So I don't recall seeing any in anything that I've got sitting around, so I wouldn't get your hopes too high on Chase Elliott autos. But yeah, there's some cool press pass stuff for sure. Some older. Did I see there's going to be an announcement on... Yeah, Kevin, they're supposed to be coming out with that, I think, in the next... Who knows? Maybe tomorrow they'll announce it. Oop. I didn't realize there was 2. There's usually only 1 card behind there. So maybe tomorrow they'll announce it. I don't know. But I think... Riley says he's thinking Monday. I think what we're going to get is the old Chase format. I think it's going to be like a 10-race Chase format, personally. Purple Terry Labonte. 65 of 85. Going to JR. I think that's what's going to happen. Which, I mean... I'll take that over what we've had, personally. I'd rather have 10 races to decide a champion than 1. I still think that the consistency from the whole season, there should be more to that, but I think a lot of us would take it. 108 of 125. Purple Caden Honeycutt. Going to James Ward. Interested to see how they do the driver. Yeah, Scott, because I'll be honest, it's been a while, and I don't remember how they did it before. 31 of 99. Ken Schrader. Trackside Action Signatures blue. Going to Lewis. And part of the era where they did the chase format is when I was out working for the blimp on the road, and so I didn't get to watch much racing for about a 3 or 4 year period there. Because we were out covering golf and football events, basically. Silver, Alan Kulwicki. JJ in a truck for San Diego. Blue, Austin Beers. 48 out of 175. Going to James. I did hear they gave JJ the provisional for the Daytona 500, which I do feel is deserved. The San Diego thing was a real shock to me. I don't really remember JJ being a big road course racer, I guess. And seeing as how, in the Cup Series you've got, this year you're going to have Van Gisbergen and Zilich, who seem to be the two clear-cut road course favorites. 68 of 199 for Zane going to Jacob. But then you've got quite a few others that are, good road course racers. I'm talking Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, sometimes AJ Allmendinger. There's some really good road course racers. It's just interesting to me that he's going to run a truck road course race. I'll be curious to see how that all plays out, I guess. I guess it doesn't matter who's in the Cup Series because it's trucks, but this is it's only his second start in a truck? That's interesting. 52 of 99, Zilich. Going to Jake. Kyle Petty on the track side. Interesting. I don't really remember Jimmy Johnson. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but as he was coming up through, I really don't remember Jimmy Johnson coming up through the ranks. It was, in my memory, it's kind of like Jimmy wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he was there in Cup. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember a big kind of lead up to him, signing with Hendrick and coming to the Cup Series, and 23 of 49 for Custer. And maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I just don't remember like a whole... Like, I don't recall much of any kind of hype around him, really. Of course, that was back, there was some other big-time drivers still racing. Red, Richard Petty going to Glenn. 40 out of 125. Trucks coming to Indy, or to St. Pete, yeah. Josh Williams Sparks fire suit. Yeah, I told my father-in-law, it's kind of funny. My father-in-law moved back home here from St. Pete. Like they're just finishing up the last few little pieces of their house right now, but they're already moved in and everything. But yeah, they literally just moved home, and they were like 15 minutes from where that track is. He did go to the Indy race a couple years ago. He said it was cool. I, as you guys, most of you know, I flew down a couple times and went to Daytona. So glad we did that while they lived there. Yeah, I remember Jimmy running Busch, but I just don't remember like a whole big kind of thing about Jimmy in the Busch series. You know what I mean? St. Pete's your hometown, William? I've spent a fair amount of time down there. Silver Dinger. We got purple Zane, but I'm not going to lay this face down. 49/99. Blue Signatures Taylor Gray. Going to Brian. I.O. Yeah, my in-laws lived at gosh, what street was it? 34th? I think it's 34th Street in St. Pete. They were the last exit when you were going down the highway or the freeway towards the big bridge. They were the last exit that you could get off of before you got on the bridge. Not too far. Like they were only like like 2 exits down from Tropicana Field. Purple Zane Smith out of 199. Going to Jacob though. Yeah, the Skyway. Yeah, they were the last exit before you got to the Skyway. I'm trying to think of the park that was down there from them. Yeah, Pinellas Point, exactly. Yep. There's a park down there in that area, and there's a frisbee golf course in the park. We took our kids down there to the park one day to play, and they were having a big disc golf tournament, and there was like all these. It looked like you were rolling into a NASCAR race. There was vendors set up and all kinds of stuff in there. It's pretty crazy. I'd never seen something like that. Yep, Pinellas Point. And then a lot of times we would stay over by like John's Pass in that area. Josh Berry, trackside NASCAR parallel, going to Cody. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of good food over there, that's for sure. I can't remember the name of the hole-in-the-wall. There's a hole-in-the-wall place that we would go to going down St. Pete Beach on your way to John's Pass, but you didn't go all the way. But there's this hole-in-the-wall bar where we would get wings from, and man, they were the best wings ever. 43 of 199, Harvick. Going to Will Blackman. Trying to think of the name of the place, and now I can't remember it. But as you were going down the beach towards John's Pass, it was kind of tucked. It was off to your right if you were headed towards John's Pass, and there's like almost just across the street, there was the Chick-fil-A was right there. But this is just like, I mean, it looked like a legit hole-in-the-wall bar. But man, they had good wings. I just can't remember what the place was called. Tricolor Greg Biffle. I saw a lot of people trying to claim the Biffle spot for obvious reasons. There was a place, a restaurant right down from where my in-laws lived, like probably 3 or 4 minutes from their house, called Tiki Docks. It was really good. It was nice. It was on the water, right? You know, all the boats are right there. They had really good fish and chips. Blue, Jeb Burton. Going to James, 14 out of 175. Daniel Hemrick, purple. Purple Nurple, going to James. Yeah, it's over at Maxima, yeah. 98 of 125, Daniel Hemrick. But I can't remember what the name of that restaurant is. I'll have to message you if you've never been there. I would recommend it. I mean, it would be a fun bar. We never went there and ate there because our kids, you know, it was legitimately just a bar. It wasn't really like a family restaurant, but the best wings. And then down on Pasagrill at Pasagrill Beach, it's the Brass Monkey, I think it is. It's a Ravens bar. It's a Baltimore Ravens bar that we stumbled onto, and they had really good food there too. But yeah, lots of good food over there in St. Pete. But let me tell you, that's a long drive from here to there. I've made that drive quite a few times now. I'll be fine if I don't ever make it again, to be honest. Purple Alan Kowicki going to Zach Brenner. 57 out of 85. $16 of 49, purple Ryan Newman auto. Newman goes to JR. Let's swap him out with Derek Cope. Nice hit, JR. The Drunken Clam. Yep, that's the one. Yes, sir. That is the place. I mean, I could literally tell you where to go, but I couldn't think of the name of it. Yep, Drunken Clam. If you've never had wings from there, I highly recommend it. Tricolor Clint Boyer. Ooh, I like this. This is cool. Numbers tie-dye. Dale Jr. Going to Zach Brenner. JR says he's been there too. 7 out of 25 on the short print. Yeah, Drunken Clam. Yeah, you know what I mean. See, now that you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm like what I meant by that, because it's legit a bar. It's not a family, but fun place. And yeah, food is really good. Can't believe I couldn't think of that. But yeah. We like to go to, so my wife had other family over by Gulfport, which obviously still isn't very far. And we like to go to O'Matty's at Gulfport. And then my dad and I stumbled on to, when we went to East Bay to the races there, we stumbled on to Whiskey Joe's, which is over by Tampa, basically. But if you've never been to Whiskey Joe's, I would recommend that too. It's probably my favorite place down there. We got some gold, 6 of 10. Oh, there, yeah. Trackside Action Signatures, Daniel Dye, gold. That's going to go to Corey King. I'll tell you guys this story because it's related to racing. So several years ago, before my dad died, I got him on an impromptu flight. It was like a couple weeks before the race. I said, Dad, let's go down to East Bay and watch some of Speed Week's late models. So I called my in-laws and I said, hey, would you guys like some company for a few days? And of course, my mother-in-law said, yeah, absolutely. Come on down. And so we flew down, my dad and my daughter and I, and we rented a car because we knew we were going to be going to the races. And so we needed wheels. And at that point, my in-laws were both still working. And so we knew we had to have a car. And so, they didn't have to take off from work to come get us or anything. We just rented a car at the airport. And I asked the lady at the rental car place, I said, hey, where is a good place? This is like 11 a.m. I said, where is a good place we can go grab some lunch? And she said, well, I really like Whiskey Joe's. And she told us where to go. And so we went over there. First place that we ate the first time we visited St. Pete, 8 years ago. And we fell in love with it. Purple Willie B going to Will Black, but I'm so glad that we made that trip, to go to East Bay, because now not only is East Bay gone, but obviously my dad has passed too, so really glad that we were able to do that. That was a fun time. Silver Casey Kane. East Bay was a good racetrack. It's a shame. Orange Matt Mills. Going to James. 37 out of 49. And we got Tony Breidinger on the selective swatches. Going to Tim Mays. All right. Fourth and final box. Shipping is included, so if you hit an auto or a relic, heck, even if you hit a color wheel, I'll throw in shipping for a color wheel too. Auto, relic, or color wheel. Empty box. I'll probably wait and ship these on Saturday. Well, maybe not. I might just go ahead and get them out tomorrow. Because there's a card show here in Columbus on Saturday that I'm not set up at, but I'm going to try to go attend. So if I don't have to mess with getting to the post office, that might be good. So maybe I'll try to get these out tomorrow. Cletus might put a dirt track at Bradenton Raceway. Oh, that's interesting. He's in like the Tampa area, isn't he? Oh, okay. We got a zebra back here hiding. Let's go from the back. Austin Hill. Sawalich. It's right side up. Well, this could be a good one. Ross Chastain. Zebra print. There we go. Little watermelon man action. Ross belongs to Melvin. Nice hit, Melvin. That'll work. Let me get you a mag for that. That's nice. Lives in Bradenton on track property. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought, JR. I mean, I knew that Biff was on the way to Cletus's place, but I guess I wasn't 100% sure where he was, but I thought he was in the Tampa area, so. What a shame, man. What a shame. Let's hope 2026 treats our racing community a little better. Austin Dillon. The red. Going to Michael Clay. 125 of 125. I guess I'm maybe colorblind. I don't know if that's red or purple. That looks red to me. I think I've been calling them both all night. 19 out of 99, Raja Karuth. Raja. Blue auto goes to Dale Cobb. Seeing some decent stuff here out of this last little push of the break. This box has been really good to us so far. Silver, Ben Rhodes. Are they still invest? Yeah, I mean, I think the FAA is, that usually takes about a month for the FAA and the what is it? Is it the NTA, National Transit Authority, I think? But those two are the ones that do the investigations, and when those accidents happen, it usually takes about a month for them to do everything. Raja to 175 for Dale. Frankie Muniz, purple. Going to Glenn. 82 out of 199. We got a tricolor Alex Bowman. What are you guys, I'm just curious, this thought just popped in my head. What are you guys hoping to see this year for products in 2026 from Panini? I mean, I feel like it's a given that we're going to get Donruss. But what other, because they seem to be kind of shifting, back and forth between some different things. What products are you guys hoping to see this year from Panini? All the same as we had in 2025? Something different? Something brought back? Just curious where everybody's at with that. Not that we get any kind of voice, because we don't. We got some more gold, though. Here we go. Sammy Smith. Gold. Yeah. Going to James Holland. That is 10 out of 10. It'd be cool if we could get that to grade a PSA 10. Then you'd have a PSA 10, 10 of 10. That would be cool. Corey says Chronicles. JR says not turn 4. Can do without turn 4 from Riley, but he doesn't think that's going to happen. Bring back Torque and Chronicles. Ben says certified. Man, I like the way you guys are thinking. I like the way you guys are thinking. I could get on board with all of that, pretty much. All that and a bag of chips. Purple Kaz Grala. Yeah, certified. I'd like Chronicles back. I liked it. I think it's a fun product. 193 of 199 Kaz Grala. Going to James. 46 of 49 Brandon Jones. Oh, that's cool. The coloring in the yellow fire suit, that's really cool. Brandon Jones. Going to Scott Dixon. If they keep turn 4, don't rush it. Be nice to have another on-card auto like NT. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you'd like them to make it a little bit more of a premium product, be all on-card stuff. I would agree with that. That would be cool. Of course, they're going to want more money for that. So silver Luke Fenhouse. Cole Custer red Sensations. Going to Glenn. 30 of 99. I think if I had my choice, I would like to have if I could just wave a wand, first of all, I'd like to have 6 products. And I would take Donruss, Prism, Select, and then, well, as I say it out loud, I don't know if I love that. So maybe Donruss, I guess Donruss, Prism, Mosaic. I like where Ben's at with Mosaic. And I've said that many times. I love Mosaic. So Donruss, Prism, Mosaic. And then give us Certified, Prime, and National Treasures. So you'd have, Donruss would be your low-end product. You'd have Prism and Mosaic and Certified would all be sort of your mid-tier, and then you'd have Prime and NT as your high-end. Standalone Obsidian. Yeah, I like Obsidian too. I'll tell you what would be cool to see is I'd like to see a product where we get some die cuts. Give us some die cut cards in something. Again, I know that's a cost, but a purple Jeff Gordon. Going to Victor. 52 out of 85. Leaf owns Press Pass. But I've been lobbying for Leaf to make a Press Pass racing product. I don't care if it's licensed or not. Santino Ferrucci on the signatures. Santino will go to James in the unlisted spot. More card designs that focus on the photography. Yeah. I wish Panini hired a freelance photographer for a couple of races and said, we need images. Get us images. Instead of Panini saying, well, we just go on to, Getty's photo database and pull off whatever we can find. If you had somebody out there taking photos specifically for cards, man, some of the cool stuff that they could do. You know how they do, I don't know if you guys, real quick, and then I'll do the recap. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but in dirt racing, for races like the World 100 or the Knoxville Nationals, it's always tradition that they do a class photo with all the drivers that are starting the race. It would be cool to see them do that for Daytona, where they do a class photo card, and we would have all the drivers that start the Daytona 500, in that class photo, and that. To me, that would be a different, cool single card that could be part of a set. It could be in Donruss or Prism or whatever, but just some of those types of things I would like to see personally, and then. Looking at some of the races towards the end of the year last year, like when they had Sophie Cunningham was at the race, perfect opportunity to do a collaboration with her in NASCAR, or a crossover, and have a card with her and somebody on it. When they have some of these big celebrities at the races, Panini should have a photographer there or be paying for those images and promote those, because people would love those. What's her name? The model. I can't think of her name now. I can't think of much tonight, apparently. But the model that everybody knows, she was at that same race going around with, some of the drivers, and if they could get her on a card, doesn't have to be an autograph, just her on a card, people would go nuts for that. Even non-racing people would go nuts for it. So, anyway, I got so many ideas, but nobody will listen to me. So, all right, to recap it, we had a pretty good break overall. It took us a little bit, but we heated up toward the end. Tie-dye numbers, Dale Jr., short print out of 25. And then our relics, yeah, Sydney Sweeney, thank you. Yeah, imagine a card with Sydney Sweeney on it, like in her NASCAR outfit that she had on at that race. She doesn't even have to be on the card with anybody else. It could just be one of those, like, moments. Or they could have even made it a Panini Instant card for that matter. But, it's just a missed opportunity. It's just one of those fleeting things in time that just didn't happen. So, heck. I know it sounds crazy, but, Tony Breidinger is a NASCAR driver and she's with Panini. She also happens to be a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. Why not see if you can use one of the Sports Illustrated images on a card? That would go bonkers. I know because I've made customs for people. Santino Ferrucci. Raja Caruth blue. Nice color match. Ryan Newman purple. Blue Kenny Schrader. Purple Derek Cope. Blue Taylor Gray. And Cliff Daniels with the patch auto. And then we had a zebra print Ross Chastain. We had the gold Slammin' Sammy Smith. 10 out of 10. And trackside action signatures Daniel Dye. That was 6 out of 10. So congrats to everybody who participated and hit. The honorary flag starter should be a card. Yeah, that'd be cool. Or like when they've done different celebrities. Tom Brady drove in one of the pace cars? Or Michael Strahan? Yeah, there's just so many things that they could do just with the photographs. They don't even have to change the products, right? Like just get some photos that are of specific moments. I think that would help the hobby, the NASCAR hobby. But I'll tell you what, I think NASCAR is primed. NASCAR cards were primed to see some growth with NASCAR trying to make a push to improve the sport overall. As interest returns to the sport, you'll start to see more interest return to NASCAR cards, I believe. Especially if Panini can just get it together a little bit. So I'm asking them to do like 5% better. So anyway. All right, that's all I got for tonight. I appreciate everybody who participated. Like I said, tomorrow, lunch break, National Treasures, driver groups. That'll be posted at 11:30 a.m. If we fill that one fairly quickly tomorrow, or we have people asking to do a second one, I've got an extra box of NT that we could do another one of those tomorrow as well. So we could technically run 2 of those if people wanted to. But if not, or if we're good with just one, that's fine. And then mail sale Saturday night, 8 to 11 p.m. Saturday night is the mail sale. So I hope to see everybody Saturday night. It's going to be a really good one, I can assure you, because even though I haven't gone through a bunch of stuff, the stuff I've gone through, really good. Really, really good. So hope to see you guys then. Have a great Friday tomorrow, TGIF. And I'm going to go catch the end of this Miami Ole Miss game. So we will see you all next time.